Yes, we are here again to talk about Kanye West and this whole situation with Adidas. So the last time I spoke about Adidas, it was a glorious triple P, and it was a historical one for me and my channel because it was the first time I did one on an actual company rather than an individual person. But the reason we're talking about Adidas today is because Adidas has to find a way to get rid of all of these Yeezys that are left over that they just cannot sell. So basically, in a nutshell, they reached out to Kanye West and pretty much begged him to help push the remainder of these Yeezys out. Now, the flip side to this is why they're going to push the remainders of these out so they can get them out of here because they just can't do away with them, is that they're not going to do a new inventory of them or come up or have Kanye do any new designs, which to me sounds like he's perfectly fine with. I said personally he should just go ahead and do his own thing and make his own, shoes. I mean, this is his design, so I don't think he'll have a problem making them considering how much money it made him. I mean, those was what made him a billionaire. If he did it once, he can definitely do it again and probably do even more without Adidas. But something tells me that somewhere, as I'm going to be reading this article, that something in the back of my mind is telling me that Adidas secretly wants Kanye West to come back. They realized they were in over their heads with that judgmental call, that very premature rookie amateur business call that they made in dropping him. I could be wrong, but something tells me that's what it is, and something tells me that when they see that he's going to be the push the remainders of these shoes out, then that's what's going to work for them. However, if the people are smart, they're going to see the forest from the trees and realize that this is all a gimmick to try to get him to come back to Adidas in order to help them get over that hump that they just seem to not be able to get over. The article I will be reading from is xlmag.com, and it was posted February 25th, 2023. Kanye West and Adidas have reportedly reached a new agreement to sell the remaining $500 million in Yeezy sneaker inventory. Adidas terminated its partnership with Kanye West in October of 2022. Now, according to reports, the shoe giant and Ye have come to an agreement to sell an all remaining $500 million worth of Yeezy sneakers in 2023. The remodel contract will reportedly focus solely on the sale of existing inventory of the rapper's popular shoe line and will not include his clothing line or new designs. Like I said, they just need to get rid of it because they know that they are in the hole. They are deep. Like, they know if they can't sell these shoes, that they're going to stand to lose a lot of money. As y'all saw in the video I did a couple weeks ago, they stand to lose $1 billion in revenue this year, and probably a loss in shares as well. So they said, Kanye, we need you to help us sell the remainder of these shoes. And the fact that it says $500 million worth lets you know there's a lot of inventory of these shoes that are left. It's not like they need to sell $10 million worth. This is $500 million. You're talking about $500 million worth of shoes they need to get rid of before either the year is out or before a certain quarter is out. So they literally are on crunch time right now. Like, literally, Kanye West is their saving grace at this point. Me personally, I would let them hang out to dry for what they did to me. But again, I'm not Kanye West. The news comes on the heels of Adidas announcing they expect to take a $1.3 billion hit as a result of dropping the controversial entertainer earlier this month. The adjusted amount was way more than first projected, with Adidas initially saying the split would cost them more than $250 million in profit and $500 million in lost revenue, according to the company. The number speaks for themselves. We are currently not performing the way we should, said Adidas CEO Bjorn Gulden about the blow to Adidas profit margins. 2023 will be a year of transition to set the base to again be a growing and profitable company. We will put full focus on the consumer, our athletes, our retail partners, and our Adidas employees. Together, we will work on creating brand heat, improve our product engine, better serve our distribution, and assure that Adidas is a great and fun place to work. Adidas has all the ingredients to be successful: a great brand, great people, fantastic partners, and a global infrastructure second to none. We need to put the pieces back together again, but I am convinced that over time we will make Adidas shine again, but we need some time. Sounds to me like y'all need all the time in the world, and to me it also sounds like you don't have all the time in the world. Y'all are literally on borrowed time. Again, Adidas shot themselves in the foot when they did this. But again, this is the same company, a German founded company, that was fine with Kanye West saying slavery was a choice. They kept him on then. But the minute he said something they didn't like, oh, we got to cut the plug on him. And literally a couple months later, let's see, November, December, January, February, about 3.5 months later, they're in a crisis. Kanye West and Adidas had a 10-year partnership that ended last year after the company parted ways with the Donda rapper over quote-unquote anti-Semitic comments. Ye has since attempted to find a new home for his line, but has been unsuccessful. That's probably because he got blackballed, or as some of my subscribers would say, whiteballed by many other brands. But we say that he should just go and create his own thing. But this is just showing you right here that that's clearly not as easy as said than done. It's easier said than done. Or maybe he really wants to find another brand that will work with him. And the thing is, he's probably not going to find many big sports athletic wear type of places that's going to work with him, because Adidas probably told him not to work with him. Or Adidas is probably banking that Kanye is going to come and grovel back at them to work with them again. But in my opinion, that would not be the smartest thing for him to do. XXL has reached out to Adidas for comment. And that's the article right there. Yeah, Adidas, like I said, they in a bind. So they got to work hard. They got to work double time to help sell the rest of these shoes. I don't know if they're going to be as successful with this as possible. Me personally, I've never been a fan of the Yeezys. I don't like how that shoe looks at all. A lot of people said that the shoe is comfortable. Hey, kudos to those who bought them, and kudos to those who said that they feel comfortable. But to me, they are basically a high level Croc, and I don't like Crocs. I tell anybody, I never like Crocs. People like, oh, Crocs are nice as a comfortable shoe. I said, that's all good and well, but I'd rather walk barefoot than put on one Croc. That's just me. And the way I feel about Crocs is the way I feel about Yeezys. I don't like them. And it has nothing to do with me, quote unquote, not being able to afford them. I'm like, y'all don't know my finances. People love to throw out their finances and say someone's like, quote unquote, broken, we can't afford something because we don't like it. No, that has nothing to do with it. I just personally am not a fan of this alien looking shoe. It does look like an alien's foot. That is just how I feel. But if you like it, I love it. Now, as for Adidas, I don't know what they're going to do. Again, they are in the bind of their lives. This is probably one of the biggest financial hits they've had in a very, very long time, if not their biggest. But I don't know the company's history, but we'll say currently, this is one of the worst ones that they've been in, debacles that they've been in quite some time. As for Kanye West, the ball is in his court. As far as I'm concerned, he has Adidas by the balls. Now, what he chooses to do with what power he has is completely up to him. Me personally, I would let them hang out to dry like clothes on a clothing line. But that's just me.